Who wants to be next? Who wants to be next? Pick your panel.
Okay.
Which one is your panel? Now, but one thing I do want to do, can we reverse it for a second?
Sure.
I'm going to finish with it. I want the other side.
Okay. Would it be better if I took my panel out somewhere else?
No, because the lighting is perfect here. So.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Lighting is important.
Okay.
Now I see what you got to do. You made that, didn't you?
Well, actually, I had a company friend of mine.
Yeah.
He didn't have a panel, so he just kind of went with my...
Yeah. He did a good job. It worked.
Yeah, so...
If you don't have to put it back on there right now, just face me. All right. Which one's yours? This one here? Yes. Can you stand right over here?
Do you want me to move it up there?
You know, you could do that, I guess, but is it a lot of work?
No, you just pick it up and...
I just want to try to get them all done, that's why. It's
Right.
I don't know if this is the only thing you have on your agenda for the meeting tonight, that's why.
I don't know either.
Cheryl, can you get me another one ready? Have another artist in here pick their... They'll go faster that way if we get them ready.
Kind of work with this. It's really didn't work with the vision, so... Is that good for you?
Yeah.
Glenn? Want me to move these chairs?
Move this one specifically, so you can stand right there. And I'll do what I did here. You know,
What am I supposed to say?
you say your name, where you're from, and talk a little bit about... I'll ask you a question like, what did you name this? And then you enjoy doing this, and how many hours did you put into this? Simple. It's just simple.
Okay.
Don't be shy. You were a teacher, right?
Right. Yeah, but off the cuff is better than factual. I mean, you know.
All right, quiet on the set. Back of it now.
Sure.
If you're trying to need some help here.
For some reason, I really, in my mind, thought that the back would never be seen.
Oh, why? Stand right there. And okay.
There's no title.
Okay. But you're gonna find one for me, right? Take your point. Thank you very much. You're beautiful. Now this is looks like a farm, a pasture. I see a barn with hay, and I see the old tree, and of course the rocks that used to make the fences in those days. But you also have a wooden fence, and you are
Frank Mullen,
from
Manchester, New Hampshire.
And how many hours did you put into this, Frank?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I haven't worked with acrylics in 25 years, so it's probably took the good part of a month to do both of them.
It's a great job. And do you have a name for this one?
No, I don't.
You don't. It's beautiful scenery. It's typical of New Hampshire, is it not?
Yes.
And you've got it in the period of the fall because of the fall colors. Okay, now we'll turn it around. And Frank, did you give a name for this one?
No, I didn't.
This is another farm, but this time the trees are different. You have white birch, which is very, very common here in the state of New Hampshire. And your barn is somewhat different.
Yeah.
And this is more like a working farm versus the other one would look more like an animal farm because of the hay. And I can see the what do they call that? Is it a hollow?
This here?
Yeah, where you put the grain in.
Yeah.
There's a name for it, but it's
Silo.
Silo. It's like a silo. And on top of the mountain, it could either be rocks or a small shade of white snow. So Frank, it took you about a month to do this.
Just about.
And if you had to do it all over again, would you do it again?
Yes, but I'd start earlier.
It's a good experience though, isn't it?
Oh yes, oh yeah.
Now you've been doing art for a long time.
Yes.
And it shows.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
Frank from Manchester, thank you very much. And your last name again?
Mullen, M-U-L-A-N.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This looks like spring, and you are?
Peg Lippin.
From?
Ouellette.
And what did you call this piece?
Spring Flight.
It looks so much like spring. And it's beautiful. I mean, the clouds, it looks so real. And behind the camera here, it looks so real. And how long did it take you to make this piece?
Well, I worked quickly. This was 3 or 4 hours.
So you're quick.
Yes, yes.
So,
And I love working on large pieces.
And you've been doing this for how long now?
Just a few years, actually.
But you've got a good mind for it, obviously. You got a picture in your head and
Yes.
you just put it on
I've been
canvas.
saving pictures for decades.
So this is spring and it is beautiful. Now this is the other half of your panel and it looks like fall. Did you
In
call
the
it?
jungle.
In the jungle.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. You have big leaves, but they're very colorful. That's why I thought it was fall.
Uh-huh.
And how long did it take you to do this one?
This one took a little bit longer because of the detail work, and I did go back and blend some colors. But once again, it was 2 or 3 days work. That was it.
And you have a second panel.
Yes, I do.
Let's go to that one. And what do you call this one?
My place.
My place. It's got water, so you got a place on the lake or something?
If only.
If only, yeah.
This is where I'm going to retire.
Okay. And how long will it take you to do this one?
Again, 3 or 4 hours tops.
It's very nice. Very nice. Oh, now we'll turn it around to the other side. And this one is a little bit of New Hampshire.
Uh-huh.
And how long did it take you to do this one? There's a lot more work in this one.
This one took longer. This one probably took twice as long as the others.
It's more detailed. The mountain waters, and then coming down to the river, and you've got lots of rocks and green, lush green grass. And your name again?
My name? Peg Lippin.
From Ouellette.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay, and this
And you call this what?
melt water.
Melt
Spring.
water.
Yes.
And very appropriate for New Hampshire because the snow does melt and it goes down to the rivers.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
very much. And you are?
My name is Martine Gonzalez, and I'm with the Manchester School District, and I work at McLaughlin and Southside in their after-school programs.
And you live here in Manchester.
I live in Hillsborough, New Hampshire.
Hillsborough.
I'm not quite the artist my students were. They painted this. It took them probably at least 5 hours to do both sides, and this was a project that they were very much interested in because of their interest in stopping graffiti. Actually, this spawned out of a project we were trying to do to stop graffiti in our areas, and this was one of the ways that we decided to help them show the positive sides of it.
Excellent teaching.
Absolutely, it was excellent teaching. Part of a Learn and Serve project that they were doing. So on one side they did their art project, and on the other side they actually were able to do their graffiti.
All right. And you are?
I'm Colleen O'Connor, also with the Manchester School District, 21st Century.
You live here in Manchester?
I do.
And now we'll turn it around. This is supposed to be their graffiti.
That's right. This is their claim to fame for the graffiti.
Did they tell you which they enjoyed doing the most?
This was the most challenging side for them, I thought.
Challenging?
Because it was going out and going to be displayed out there. The other side wasn't quite so personal, so I think this one was the one they really stressed a lot over making it look really good, you know. And that was really important that I made it. They had their graffiti art as well as, presentable product.
Okay, thank you very much. And your name again is?
Martine Gonzalez.
And for which school?
I work for the McLaughlin School District and Southside School.
But you live in Hillsborough, New Hampshire. Thank you very much. It took them about 5 hours to do both sides, you said?
Yes, about 5 hours.
That's pretty good.
This one here, that one was longer.
All right, thank you very much. Manchester School District, changing lives through balance. 21st Century Community Learning Center. And you are?
Colleen O'Connor,
And from?
Manchester, New Hampshire.
And what school do you work at?
McLaughlin.
McLaughlin
Middle
School. And what is the name of this panel? Is there a name? Was there a name?
No, I don't think the students
This was their
named it. They
graffiti,
just
their graffiti project, basically.
This is another graffiti project.
These are all the students who worked on both sides.
Okay, and now we'll turn it around. And is there a name to this one? Is this supposed to be a loon or a duck?
A loon.
A loon. It looks like a loon. And of course, you had the water lily. Very, very nice. And how many hours would you say it took him to do this one?
It was about 10. About 10
On both
hours.
sides?
On both
Yes.
sides,
Yes.
yeah.
Excellent.
We had between 1 and 5 kids working on it.
And you are again?
Martine Gabali.
From what school?
McLaughlin Middle School.
And you are?
Colleen O'Connor from McLaughlin Middle School.
Ladies, thank you very much. Great job. Great lesson for the students to learn.
Oh, yeah.
Graffiti versus art. Art. I like the art much better than the graffiti. Thank you very much, lady. The frog. I'm French, so I'm partial to the frog. But the colors are bright, magnificent, and I gotta get the fish. There's got a fish down there. And TV23. So, and you are?
Anthony Williams.
And is there a name to this panel?
Frog.
Frog.
Real simple, just frog.
Real simple. And how long did it take you to do this one, Anthony?
Jeez. On and on. I'd say about a week.
About a week.
I didn't work on it steady. I worked on 2 or 3 things at the same time.
Now you have a show here at MCAM TV23. What's it called?
I have Art Expressions.
When does it air?
Wednesdays at 1, Saturdays at, I think it's 2 p.m. I think it's
Weekly.
still 2 p.m. Weekly, of course.
And we'll take one more look at it because it's beautiful.
Want to see the other side, Glenn?
And now we'll turn it around. Now I am so partial to this one that I actually used it as part of my beginning of my show because it represents the city. And what do you call this one, Anthony?
The city.
And it's the city, it's taken from the west side. It's at night. It's the east side of the river from the west side. And it's at night, so you see all the lights in the water. And it's done in black and white and grays, other than for the TV23. And it's magnificent. How long would you say it took you to do this one?
Off and on, because I couldn't work on this stuff. This was my bartering tool. I said, hey Joe, I said, could you give me a little space? And he said, So he said, how about a panel? And I said, no problem.
Very good.
This is all part of the Eagle Eyes special project for 2010. It's called Community and Artistic Harmony.
And actually, while you're one of those that is very big in the organization of these panels. I mean, you worked hard to get these panels out, to get them primed before they did them. And where are these panels going?
Well, we have 9 locations, but I don't want to mention any locations now because we don't have it down on paper yet.
Okay.
But we do have 9 locations, and we're looking for 3 more.
So if anybody wants to call Eagle Eyes, who do they contact?
Cheryl Mitchell.
Is there a phone number? A phone number for Eagle Eyes?
Was it 641-2945?
There you go.
I got it.
And leave a message if they're not home, but
Yes.
definitely they're looking for 3 more people to expose these beautiful art pieces. Thank you very much. And this will be seen throughout the summer.
Yes, they'll rotate for up to 2 to 3 years.
Okay, and when do you plan on starting to put some of these?
Well, the dream date was June 1st, first week of June, but it's obviously going to be toward the end of June.
Okay, but it's going to happen this summer.
Well, there's a few, oh yes, definitely, it's going to happen.
Thank you very much, Anthony.
You're welcome.
Now, Deb from Londonderry is back with us, and she's made a second panel.
This one has a southwestern flair.
Very much so. It
But
looks great.
It's very graphic, which means it's 2-dimensional. Just something different I wanted to try.
Did this one take you a little longer to do?
No,
Because you had to paint squares and let them dry.
and I would come back and look at it again and then add a little leaf, come back. So that to me really works.
What made you pick the southwestern theme?
I wanted something extremely opposite of what the other side shows.
And we'll do that now. We'll show you. Wow. Look at the colors in there. If that doesn't screech out, summer. Summer flowers. Is there a name for this one, Debbie?
No, not really.
But you chose flowers for a reason.
Well, I know Anthony always paints with flowers. So I
Okay.
said, okay, he's probably looking for somebody to do big happy flowers. So I said, well, I'll do that. So this is totally the opposite of the Southwestern themed on the back.
But it's just as equally as beautiful. This one probably took you a little more time because there's a lot of detail in here.
This one was crazy. Not to lose track of what you were doing in any square inch of this.
Well, I'm going to call it summer because it looks so summery with summer
Okay.
flowers.
Alright.
It is beautiful, Deb.
Thank you.
Deb from Londonderry, thank you very much, Deb.
You're welcome.
New Hampshire, how appropriate. The red barn and the snowy green tree. And Deb from Londonderry, you're back.
I am again.
You love art, don't you?
I do. This one it has a different story.
Mm-hmm.
I have an older daughter who wanted to do part of the mural project. So she actually started the barn. She
Okay.
started the red barn
Yeah.
this year, and then she left for boot camp in the Air Force. She
Ah.
wanted to at least start the panel. So I said, okay, I'll finish it. So it'll be our joint project.
You'll have to send her a copy of
I
this,
will.
of this viewing.
We kind of made it into a big postcard. We kind of wanted
It
that
is. It's
effect.
so well New Hampshire, and you've named it New Hampshire.
Right.
So appropriate. And now we'll turn it on the other side. Now this is typical of bells in New Hampshire. New Hampshire, as well as all over New England, is known for bells. Is there a name for this one, Deb?
Well, actually, this was from a photo that I took in Bath, Maine. Actually, on the ship. I was on this ship. Can't think of the name of it, but I really liked the bell. So.
How long did it take you to do this one?
Not as long as the opposite side.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I never keep track of my time, but I knew we needed it for tonight, so I had to finish it.
This was the last one that you completed,
This
then.
was the last one.
Well, thank you very much, Deb. And you are from Londonderry, New Hampshire. And I suspect you do art full time. No, you don't. Well, you look like you do. You do a lot of it.
I do a lot of it.
Well, that's very good. So it's a passion, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Now this is very educational. Books. Looks like a teacher reading a book. And do you know who made this one?
This was made by Dee Christensen, and she's an old member of the old Monastery Collective, Arts Collective.
From Manchester.
Right, Manchester. Oh yeah.
Yes.
And I met her like 3-4 years ago, I guess. I met all of them at the monastery. Eventually I joined, and then they went defunct, and artists have spread everywhere. So I'm trying